Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk to you about the SGS2 diet again. I know I have another video on my channel, and if you want to, you can go and check that out, but I have decided to film a new one just because the way how I've been preparing it has changed a little bit. First of all, it's winter now, so I have adjusted the amount of oatmeal I'm putting inside. Then second of all, I'm not using ice cube shapes anymore, or ice cube trays to store my food in. With 4 sugar gliders, it's a bit tedious, so now I have tiny little containers that I put the food in, and then I put those in the freezer. And third of all, I'm not using my smoothie blender anymore. I have actually figured out how to use the chopper, so I'm using that. And to be quite honest, it's way faster than it was before that. So those are the 3 things that are different in how I make the SGS2 diet. Other than that, it's all the same. There's always the Sugar Info webpage if you want to read more about the different diets that you can feed your sugar gliders. The SGS2 diet is just one of the recommended ones. You also have the HPW, you have the AWD, and a couple more too. But I prefer the SGS2 diet. I have been using this for around 2 years. It's been over 2 years now. Actually, I started with a couple of different diets when I first got my Shuggies, 2015, but now I've been feeding the SGS2 diet successfully for over 2 years. I'm very happy with the results. I prefer this diet because it's low in sugar, and that just gives me a peace of mind. I'm pretty sure that my Shuggies will not get problems with their teeth because of the high content of sugar. Some diets that are also recommended are higher in sugar. It does not automatically mean that they're not as good. Just personally, I prefer to feed one that is not so high in sugar. And then, of course, the SGS2 diet is kind of blended together. It's a chunky smoothie, but it's still pretty well blended together. That's why they can't really pick and choose their favorites, and so they have to eat everything that is inside. Another thing that I really like about the SGS2 diet is the fact that the creator has actually divided the fruits and veggies into different tables, just so you know which ones you should use more often, which ones you should not. A really great thing about the traffic light system that has been put together by the creator of the SGS2 diet is the fact that it does not only take into consideration the amount of calcium and phosphorus in the fruits and veggies, but also the amount of oxalates. The reason why that is important is because the higher the amount of oxalates, the less calcium the body will absorb. For example, spinach. Spinach has a great calcium to phosphorus ratio, but it also contains a lot of oxalates. That pretty much means that the body will not be able to absorb all of the calcium that is inside the spinach because of the oxalates. That is the reason why some of the items you might consider great for your sugar gliders are not in the green one table, because even though they have a lot of calcium compared to phosphorus, they also contain a lot of oxalates. So you should feed those a bit more sparingly. That's why I really enjoy this diet, because the creator has put so much thought into it and separating all the different items into tables, just so you know this one you can use most, this one you shouldn't use as often, and basically telling you everything you have to do from start to finish. It is not as strict as other staple diets that are recommended, and as I said, it is not as high in sugar. If you want to know more about the SGS2 diet, feel free to check out the link below. One thing you should know about sugar gliders is that they don't actually swallow everything they put in their mouth. They spit out the fiber very often. And so one thing that some people believe is bad about the SGS2 diet is the fact that it's blended into a chunky smoothie mix, whatever, and they can't actually spit out the fiber. They have to swallow everything. Let me assure you that's not true. I've been feeding this diet for over 2 years now, so I really know that it's not true, because I still have a great mess inside of the cage in the morning when I take out their glider kitchens. But just to show you that it's not true, I actually saved up one of the glider kitchens. I haven't washed it yet because I wanted to show you guys how it looks like after they've finished their meal. First of all, you can see inside of the kitchen, maybe, I hope so, there's, well, let me just open this because that will be easier. So inside of the kitchen, we have on the bottom fiber that's been spat out. And second of all, this is their dish. So basically they eat what they want to, or well, not what they want to, but what they have to, and spit out the rest. It's not like they're actually swallowing everything. It's not bad for their health. Actually, the SGS2 diet, in my opinion, is the best diet out there, just because it's blended together. It simply means that they don't get to pick and choose, but they still spit out whatever they do not need from their food. So don't be concerned if you feed the SGS2 diet for a while. You will see that it's really good for them. Before I forget, I would like to mention as well that the SGS2 diet now has an optional ingredient that you can add to your batch, and that is spirulina. And it's really great for them. I use it as well, but I don't use it in every single batch. Normally I alternate, just like you would with calcium. I make one batch with spirulina and the next one without spirulina. It's really great for them, but some sugar gliders don't really like it that much. So just maybe try it out once and see how they like it. And if they like it, do it more often. One last thing that I would like to mention before I show you the video is I have 4 sugar gliders, so I actually make double batches, but I'm going to put on the screen the amount for a single batch that you should be using. If you only have 2 sugar gliders, obviously you don't need that much. And I like to give them a bit of a variety, so I like to make 4 different or 5 different batches in one go. And then I'm good to go for normally 6 to 8 weeks. I just freeze everything. Thankfully, I have the space in my freezer and it works perfectly for us. I don't add the calcium that is required with the diet when I prepare it. I actually add it into their food directly before serving every other day. And it works great for us. I have the liquid calcium, but if you want to, you can actually use powdered calcium and just mix that in with your mush, that's what we call it, and freeze that. And I know some people like to do this. They just make one batch with calcium, the other without calcium, and then they just alternate. Now I'm going to stop talking and please enjoy the video. You will need the following items for your SGS2 batch: oatmeal, ground linseed soaked in hot water, egg, in my case eggs, but you will need only one for a batch, yogurt, bee pollen, HPW, that is Wombaroo High Protein Supplement, and also acacia gum. They're both in here. Then we have over here carrots and cucumbers, apple, raspberries, butternut squash, pumpkin, papaya, and bok choy. The only difference between the SGS2 diet and the winter version of the SGS2 diet is that you are going to pretty much double the amount of oatmeal that you are going to use. The second part of this recipe is super easy. You just need to combine all of the ingredients either in a chopper or in a blender. When you blend it, you don't want it to be super smooth, you want it to be chunky. But when you are using a chopper, it's going to be easier to have the consistency that the shuggies like. You close it off and you blend away. This is the consistency you want your mush to have. It's not really a smoothie, it's very chunky. It still has a couple pieces that are a bit bigger in here, but this is basically it. You want it to still have a bite. But other than that, the SGS2 is finished. I'm just going to put this in the containers and we're done. Since I have last filmed my SGS2 video, I have done a few adjustments to the way I prepare it. First of all, I stopped using the blender and I started using the chopper because it is easier, and I finally gave it a second chance and it worked like a charm. Second thing is, I'm not freezing their food in ice cube shapes anymore. I'm freezing it in little containers like this one because one container fits 4 to 5 portions. It's the perfect size and it's much less complicated than having to freeze it in the ice cube shapes. These are the portions that my batch produced, but keep in mind I made a double batch, that's why I have a little bit more. What I like to do next is just write an A on every lid because this is going to be my first batch. And when I do it, I usually do 3-4 batches at a time, and they're all different. So when I'm serving it to the shiggies, I know that, oh, yesterday I fed batch A, so today I'm going to feed batch B, and they're going to taste different. When you are making the SGS2 diet for your shiggies, just make sure that you prepare a couple of different batches. I like to prepare 4 or 5, and I am going to prepare them once I've finished filming this video. This is my batch A, B, C, D, and E are following. Now I'm just going to put these inside the freezer, and on the day that you want a certain batch served, you will take the container out. Keep it inside your fridge until the evening when it is ready to serve, and then you could even just take out the lid and serve it this way. I still like to use dishes. I think it looks better. Plus, I don't tip over easily. This is just a plastic container, so I can't imagine that it's very sturdy with the shiggies. But that's about it, guys. This is how you make the SGS2 for winter. That was my video on the SGS2 diet, guys. I hope you liked it, and if you have, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this one. Actually, for December, I'm preparing a couple different videos on sugar gliders. I would like to post 12 videos in total just because I have a bit more time, and this whole 12 days before Christmas thing kind of is interesting, so I would like to try it out. So I was thinking that I would like to post one video every other day until Christmas on this channel with stuff related to sugar gliders. So if you want to see those videos, please subscribe, and also maybe click the bell button so you get notified whenever I post something new. If you're interested, I don't know. But just prepare yourself for an abundance of shiggy related videos. I have a couple hauls planned and a couple of tutorials, and I'm just super excited to film all of those, and I hope you guys will like them too. If you want to follow us outside of YouTube, we have Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, and I will add the links and names in the description box below. Feel free to contact me on one of those other sites if you have any questions. Feel free to comment down below if you have any more questions. I'm always trying to reply to every comment and every message and help you guys out as much as possible. That being said, this was the video, guys. Thank you so very much for watching again, and I will see you next time. Bye!